Okay, so it looks like we're live. Today is Monday, the 19th of September, 2022. And today is Marketing Monday. So we're going to talk about marketing stuff. So I want to talk about video testimonies today because I think they're extremely important. And I have something to show you of one that was done by Jeff Hensler in Pennsylvania. Michael flew out there and worked with him a few days to teach him how to use the products. This happens to be one of Michael's clients from several years back, and the guy finally got into odor control. Well, they did a video of the testimony from the client, and the way it's laid out is exactly how I've been, promoting to all of you for several years now that you should be doing this. And really, the only person that's gotten any testimonies is the guy in Houston, Cody Ransom, and his wife got 4 testimonies to replace mine, and he's the newest member in the group, and he did it within the first month of that. And he's also taken the website that we do Google advertising with, and he's going to replace all those videos with him talking. So it's his business, and he should do that, right? Think of my website as a template. So anyway, I want to show you this video that they did, so now you'll be able to understand what I'm talking about after we watch this. So I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to play the video. It's about 4.5 minutes long, so it's not very long. Okay, so here we go. Let me share my screen. Okay. Share. Okay, so you should be able to, in a second, see this. Here we go.
A couple of years ago, my cat, which was my father's cat, decided to be very low devil. He would, if he didn't get his way to pee on things, he did that. He must have gone on the floor and in the walls. I had another company come in, and which told me that they could get body decomposition out, the smell, everything out, no problem whatsoever. They came and they steamed it 3 times. And they used some kind of chemical that made me sneeze 109 times. This process made it worse. Each time they did it, it was worse, worse, worse. And risk putting furniture in with a soft surface and having this horrible smell get into the furniture. I'm keeping my fingers crossed, and the gentleman who came over this morning has been absolutely wonderful.
Alright, so basically what I did was we took the 5-gallon treatment of chlorine dioxide. We started at the base here at the back. We poured it onto the floor, and we used 2 brushes to basically agitate and work the chlorine dioxide into the floor, into the grout. We started in the middle, we worked our way out to the edges, and basically just did that process until we came to the back here. So after we put all the chlorine dioxide down, we let that blow for about half an hour, and then we followed through and basically vacuumed all of the standing solution that was on here. So once we were done with that, we recovered the floor with a tarp and let that go for about 2 hours.
Here to mitigate this cat urine issue in this breezeway. What I'm going to do is I'm going to thaw the brick wall here with a solution of chlorine dioxide, and then I'm going to dip the floor as well, a little heavier on the floor. Hi, this is Jeff again with Odor Pros. Now we're moving into phase 3. First, we did the aqueous solution on the floor, so that there would be a urine issue would be abated. And then we followed the bricks, which you saw in the earlier video. Now what we're set to do is gas off and miles using the chloride dioxide gas. And then to do that, we have these two buckets here. We put a couple tablets in there, and we have aerators that are going to generate agitation in the water. Once that happens over the next 12 hours or so, this room will fill up with gas and mitigate any remaining odors.
I have waited so long to be able to put my house back together. I love my house, I have a beautiful house, this is the entryway to my house, which I couldn't use, I was too embarrassed. And it actually smells so clean and nice in here. I am just tickled to death, and I can't thank these gentlemen enough. And I have to say a prayer and thank God that I found you guys when I did, because I wouldn't have this if it wasn't for you guys, so thank you very, very much.
Okay, stop share. All right, so those of you that are maybe watching the replay of this, don't pay as much attention to the system that they use, how they did it, but pay attention to the video itself and how they had the client in the beginning talking about, you know, bringing them in. She's all excited. She wants to get rid of this odor. She used another company that came in 3 times. And each time, sorry, I was eating a sunflower seed. Each time, the smell got worse and worse and worse. Of course it did. They were just spraying steam or water on the floor and stuff. So they were creating that bacteria, the smell from the bacteria from moisture, right? They went in, they did it the right way. And then they even show you their system, how they did it without pouring it on the ground and stuff. They're just talking you through. So now a potential client that goes to your website can now see that you got this system that's different than anyone else. And if you can get that, if you're the caller, if they called you after they worked with another company, that'd be great to throw in the video like they did, right? Because they're talking about this other company that came out and tried it 3 times and all it did was get worse each time. And then Jeff shows up with our system and gets rid of the odor, right? And so at the end, she talks about how she's thanking God. The odor's gone. She's proud of her house again. She can bring people through that front door now. And, you know, so that's a great testimony video because it shows the testimony and it shows the process, you know, some of the process and enough to get you curious to want to call them. I think it's a great video. I think they did a great job with it, how they show the whole system. And so I think it's something that all of you need to be doing for your own businesses, right? You want to get more work. You want people to know about you. You need to start getting out there and doing some posts in your Facebook page, your YouTube channel, all of that, right? Because it's extremely important that you get that out there. Now, Cody Ransom, like I was saying in the beginning, got his own video testimonies from his own clients, and he's redoing the videos that I've done on the website. But in the meantime, he had a video made, and I'll be talking to them about this to see if they don't mind sharing for an amount. They paid $2,000 for this video. Talk about a guy that's really going to make it, a couple. They just got into this business. They've already fixed the website within the first month. They have their own testimonies on there. Not one of you have done that except Cody. He just started. And then he goes out and spends $2,000 trying to brand himself for his odor business on a video that he did. And I'm gonna show you the video that he had done. And it's really a pretty good video. They did a really good job for it, but he's investing in his business. That's the point, right? All right, let me share my screen again. Share screen. Number one, share. And let me.
Getting rid of odors in your home from pets, smoke, cooking, mold, or any other source can be an exercise in frustration. Some treatments, like ozone generators or AOP, work only temporarily, if at all. Others, like heavy-duty cleaning, repainting, even replacing walls, carpets, or floors, are expensive, inconvenient, and slow. At Glow Green Cleaning, we get it. The old methods simply don't work, which is why we use TAVS, the technologically advanced vapor system, a new and proven process that's faster, safer, doesn't use harsh chemicals, and is environmentally friendly to permanently solve your odor problems with zero headaches or hassle. Because TAVS is 3 times smaller than the molecules of other standard treatments, it penetrates deeper into surfaces to eliminate the source of odors for good. And the best part? The whole process can usually be completed in 24 hours or less. Call to schedule your free home odor analysis today and get rid of stubborn odors for good with Glow Green Cleaning. Guaranteed.
Okay, let me stop this. We stop sharing. All right, so there's a video that Cody and his wife had made for them, and I mean it's a pretty good video, right? Like they did a really good job on it, and I think it's perfect. Also, so those of you out there that are struggling to get business, if you start now getting your own videos done, get those testimonies, right? And my phone, I forgot to turn it off. Okay. Get those testimonies done yourself, right? Start getting some video testimonies and get out there and then maybe you throw in your process in the middle of the testimony like Jeff had done, like there, right? He's showing sort of what the steps were to get rid of the odor. The client comes back and says, this worked this time. It smells great. She's extremely happy. So that's what we want. It's those type of testimonies when you're trying to sell somebody and they see that, they're going to want to use you because they're listening to a homeowner in their town talk about how great you are. And there's nothing better. You don't need a fancy camera. You take your iPhone, whatever phone you got, right? You set it up. I went out and I bought this little kit right here, right? So I have a kit that basically I plug it in to my phone for because audio is extremely important. Now, if Jeff would have been using audio, like what I'm showing you right here on his, it would have been really clear on the voice. You would have heard the voice, right? So all I do is plug this in and it blinks red. See it blinking? It looks white on the screen. And then I turned my little microphone on right here. I got a mic, it's wireless. I turn it on and it's going to turn green. See it green? Well, whatever color that is. And now that's going to be solid because now I'm hooked up. And all I'm going to do, this is on my phone as I'm doing a video. I'm just going to put this on my shirt, right? I'm just going to set it up and I'm going to be able to talk. And while I'm talking, it's going to pick up that voice. So you don't need a fancy camera to do these videos. Use what you already have. This mic cost me $33. And I can tell you guys where I got it and what it is. And it's simple. Right now, what I had to do, because my otter case that I had, right, is way too thick. So I could not plug in this part into the bottom right here, right? I couldn't plug it in. So I had to go out and buy like just a silicone case that I wrap around it. And now it plugs in. So be aware of that. If you have an OtterBox, it could be a problem. So, you know, I've said this many, many times before. There's a company out there that they're promoting their wood floor refinishing, right? They're in Georgia and they do a video a day. Every day they're out there, they're showing what they're doing on the floor, right? Every day when they go out and do a job. Imagine if you did that on your odor jobs, right? And I understand that you can't really see an odor unless you're using a black light and it's urine, you can see it. If it's smoke, you can see the walls that are all yellow, right, or orange. And if you take a picture off the wall, you can show that. So you can kind of show your process real quick like they did. in a very quick video, right? Like you can show half the wall cleaned, or where you prepare it for, where you're taking the tar off the wall. You can show those videos. You're already there. How hard would it be to put this on a tripod in the back of one side of the room? You have it in the back of a room, like a tripod, like my camera back there. You can put them on a tripod, right? And they make those tripods that actually have the round light, and right in the middle, there's something that holds your phone. I have one of those. So it even shines light into the room, right? You put your little mic on, and it doesn't matter if you're 20 feet away or 10 feet away. It's going to hear you perfectly as you're talking about what you're doing as you're showing that. It takes no effort. It takes 5 seconds to set that up. Now you have a video, right? And so once your video's done, you upload it to your YouTube channel, your Facebook channel, and you do that every day. Now, of course, if you want to stay broke and not get any business, just keep doing what you're doing and don't do any videos and don't get testimonies. Just do what everybody else is doing, which is nothing. Just keep doing that, because that's a great plan. But if you want to be the person that gets ahead, that dominates your market, you got to do something with that. You can't just sit on your hands and do nothing, right? You can't hope to just let me talk a little. We're talking about marketing today. If you're only marketing to one thing, like let's say all you're doing is Google advertising, well, that's crazy. You should be doing it to 30 different places. You should have real estate agents that you're doing luncheons with, that you're telling them about your process of whatever you do and how you get rid of odors, or no matter what you do, why you're better at cleaning carpets, whatever your job is. Real estate agents, management companies where they manage houses, right? Those where there's a lot of turnover from renters, right? And you got to go in and get rid of the odors in a lot of those houses, or clean the carpet, or whatever you do, right? And like I got a lot of business from management companies, and I went to all of them. And all I did, like you've heard the story before of how I got all these real estate agents. When I first moved to Colorado Springs, I didn't know anybody. In Red River, New Mexico, in the Enchanted Circle where Taos, New Mexico is, Angel Fire and all that, I didn't have to market. I knew all the lodge owners. In Red River, New Mexico, it was only like 363 residents. So I knew everybody. And so overnight, I was a success cleaning carpets because I knew everyone. And so they started giving the work to me, right? But when I moved to a big city, I knew no one. So I had to think, all of a sudden, I had to think outside the box. Now, look, up to that point, I had never marketed. I didn't even pay attention to marketing, right? Until I moved to Colorado Springs. There was no reason for it. I couldn't keep up in the Enchanted Circle. I was so busy, I couldn't even keep up. Why I moved to a place like Colorado Springs, a big city like that, instead of staying where I was when I had it made. I worked half the year, the other half I got to have fun, and I did great. I'll never know, right? I just don't know how to stop. Entrepreneurs always are looking for bigger and better, right? We're always trying to figure out how to expand our horizon. So I moved there. I knew nothing about marketing. So this is what I did know. I'm like, okay, so where do I go? So I know I was getting a lot of work from real estate agents in the Enchanted Circle, Red River, Taos, New Mexico, Angel Fire, all that, right? Because that's who I was dealing with, real estate agents and lodge owners. So because the real estate agents had all the single dwelling homes that were for rent, right? So I knew that those are the people I had to go after because they had the work. So besides joining BNI, Business Network International, when I first got there, because my neighbor catty corner across the street to the left a little bit was the president of a BNI club. I moved in, he saw my truck mount, asked if I wanted to join. They didn't have a carpet cleaner. Voila, there I am. And I got a little bit of work from that. That was great, but not the amount of work I needed. So what I did is, what was it? I was in my BNI group. This is how I figured this out, I think. And the real estate agent said, well, do what the other guys do. Like go to all the real estate agencies and bring donuts or maybe some sandwich plates or something like that, because that's what they're doing. And I'm like, well, how much work are they getting? She goes, I don't know. I don't ever use them, but because I'm in this group and I use the person in the group. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. So I'm thinking to myself, like, wow, so everybody's bringing donuts and sandwiches. So I don't want to be like everybody else. What can I do that I can wow them? What can I do where they're going to want to talk to me, directly? And so what I did is I thought, you know what? And it's funny, right? Because I was detailing, I think it was my neighbor across the street. I think it was him that let me do the inside of his car. And I charged like, $7,500. This is a long time ago. Okay. This is like 27 years ago or something like that. No, maybe less, not 27 years, maybe, I don't know. It's been a while, 20 plus years ago. I think I was doing that and I thought of that. And I thought, you know what? They all got cars. Why don't I detail their car for free? In exchange, they let me sit down and talk to them to tell them what I can do. Now, at the time when I was doing it, I wasn't thinking about how good I was going to look. I'm there every day. And so they're going to see longevity and I stick with things and look how good of a job I'm doing on your car. I was just thinking of my 5 minutes of fame. I wanted 5 minutes with them. I was going to give them $125 value for 5 minutes. That's all I wanted, right? And so every day, and it took me like a couple of months now. Yes, I was doing other jobs in between, but I would be there cleaning these cars, and I didn't get all of them. It was a Remax on Chapel Hills Drive. It was a big Remax. They're no longer there. It's something else. It's like a daycare or something. But anyway, there was 120 agents. About 90 of them I got to do their cars because there was some that had very high-end cars and they had a person that did it and they didn't want me touching their car. But I did 90 of them over a period of 2 months. So what they saw is I was there day in and day out. I was doing it for free. And then they got to see how good of a job I did. So now when they listen to me, it's not me handing them some donuts. And by the way, I would watch the carpet cleaners and stuff coming with donuts almost daily. When I was there, I was watching them go up, and some of them even said, "Oh, you're detailing the car." And I'm like, "Yeah." They called me to detail their car, and I didn't tell them what I was doing. I didn't want anybody else grabbing my idea. And they said, "Oh, cool." So you go to the job, and some of them would say, "Hey, I could probably use you on some things like what we do, right? We don't do detailing, but we could probably use you. Do you have a card?" And of course, my card said I did what they did. So I never got a call from any of them, but I watched them go. I got to sit down with these real estate agents when I was done with their car and get my 5 minutes of fame. And believe me, I got more than 5 minutes because they really respected the fact that I was there and I was thinking outside the box, right? Because they were saying, "Well, man, you're really good at this marketing stuff. Like what you're doing, maybe you can help me figure out how to get me more business." I wasn't doing marketing for people back then. I'm like, well, do something nobody else is doing like I just did. And I don't know how that went down, but it's extremely important that we do different than all our competition is doing, or you're just like them. It doesn't matter what field you're in or what you do. If you think outside the box and you do a little bit more than what your competition is doing, so you stand out and they look at you as the expert, you're going to win. Doing daily videos is extremely important. Oh, by the way, so when I did all those cars, I bet you I can probably, if I really sat down with all the referrals I got over the next, 20 years in Colorado Springs, I don't know how many millions of dollars it could be. It was several $1 million I made just from that. And it'd be impossible for me to figure it out. Now, of course, you do 90 cars. There's these 90 real estate agents, 70 of them are out of business the first year because real estate agents turn over a lot. But the high rollers, the big guys, the big gals, right, that stuck around, they used me until I sold my business. I had a couple that used me the whole 20 years, right? And I've gotten a lot of work. I remember getting a referral from one that got me to this management company that I've been trying to get with, but I couldn't get in the door. And they knew, I forget her name now, Alice or something like that, second largest management company in El Paso County. So I got her as a client for several years, and who knows what that was worth, man. Like, oh my gosh, because we were doing water damage, mold, carpet cleaning, everything, right? So we were doing that first. And it all was because I thought outside the box. I did what all the other carpet cleaners weren't doing. And I cleaned all the cars. I did the same thing for the management companies that I would go to, except Alice, I couldn't get in there. I don't think that's her name, but we use Alice. No, her name was Tina. Her name was Tina. And so how I lost that account was I was on vacation and my crew was I think we went to clean her house. She had a giant house, like 7,000 square feet out in Monument, right? Colorado, where I was living. And they charged her, and I never charged her. So she paid the bill, and then she dropped me. So she was very upset that we charged her with all the work she gives us. And I said, look, I was on vacation. I forgot to tell my manager that we don't charge you. I'm sending you the money back. It was a mistake, but for some reason, something happened that I don't know. I don't even know if it was maybe my employees messed up or did something, but I lost that account right after that time. But I had it for about 3 years. So you never, if you don't have trouble in business, you don't really have a business. If nothing's going wrong, then you need to get a job at McDonald's, because you're not really running a business, because businesses, as they grow, have growing pains. They have problems. Things happen. When you deal with enough clients, you're going to have a problem, and you need to learn how to deal with those problems in a positive way, right? So, but I got to tell you, man, you just watched a couple of videos. You just heard the story of Cody Ransom, and I'm using his name only because he's like a month or two into this, probably 2 months now into this, and he's already got his own testimonies. He's already spent $2,000 on a video to promote his business, and he's getting jobs all the time, and he's starting to do really well. Okay, so it's important that you do what other people aren't doing. And you saw the video of Jeff, how he went in there, and it shows the lady talking about the other company, and then it shows she's saying she's so happy they showed up. Then they're showing their process. Then she's talking about how awesome it is at the end. That's a great video. Do videos like that, right? If you do a video like that, even once a week, you're really, really going to get ahead now, because you're going to have something to show people. Think about it. When you're trying to sell somebody and they're asking you questions, and let's say they fill out a form on your website, send them some of these video testimonies to show your process that is different than your competition. Maybe you do your own video like I do and talk to the client, right? Telling them why you're different and why you used to do everything the competition did. Look at some of my video testimonies. It's going to help them. If they're on the fence about who to hire, they're going to teeter in your side, and they're going to hire you. So you got to get out there and really do what nobody else is doing, which blows my mind that no one's doing it, right? So do it. Like, this is how you make money. This is how you grow your business. You got to get out there, and you got to do more than one marketing thing. You do 30 different things. Be everywhere, man. Be everywhere. Be on Facebook, be on YouTube, be on Google, be on everything, right? Go to real estate agents, go to management companies, go to car dealerships, go to everybody. Call all your family, all your friends. Never stop. If you don't have a job right now and you're sitting in your office praying that you're going to get some work, please, Jesus, bring me some work. You should be on the phone calling people or something, going door to door. You should never be sitting on your ass, ever. If you want to grow a business, you don't sit around, you get up and go. Do you know, even when my restoration company was doing millions of dollars and it was doing really well, I never lost the eye of the tiger. I love Rambo, Eye of the Tiger, because it shows that raw courage, right? That raw strength that he goes after it. And so you never want to give up, no matter how big you get, because you never know when it's going to stop, and you better always be promoting yourself 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. And thank you all so much for being here today. I hope you got something out of this. And maybe I ruffled a few feathers. You're like, screw Joe, I'm not going to do any videos. Well, that's great, man, because just leave a comment that you're not going to do it, because then we're going to know what town we should go into to take over. Just kidding, man. I don't have time to go in any towns. I'm doing all this. Anyway, I love doing this. I love helping. I hope you get something out of this. And it's pretty simple. You've already got a phone. Get you a mic. Get you something so your voice sounds good, right? Audio is very, very important. The video could be a little crappy as long as they can hear you. Because if they got a strain to try to hear you, that's a bad deal. And get out there and go to every business in your town and tell them what you do and grab some business. You should never be slow. It's virtually impossible to be slow if you're doing exactly what I just told you. You can't be slow. It's impossible. Somebody's going to hire you. All right. All right. Thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. It's 12:30. Peace out, man. God bless you all. We'll talk soon. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.